All right, so y equals mx plus b is the form I want you to put it in, all right? And we're gonna now do this in like real life, all right? We're gonna do real life problems, not just like plot the line, all right? And so in real life, m is the rate of change, okay? So it's the slope, but it's also the rate. So it might be how much you're getting paid per hour, okay? How much do you guys charge for babysitting? $20 per hour. That's good. That's quality person that's paying you right there. All right. So $20 per hour is the slope because it is a rate. Okay. Now, a lot of times you get a flat fee for something and you also have like an hourly rate. So maybe I take my car in and they're at least going to charge me $60 to look at it. Then they're also going to charge $125 per hour. Or maybe they have the parts too, which is a fixed labor cost, all right? So if you're paying for parts, that would be the y-intercept, okay? This is usually a starting point, all right? You might want to write that down, that the y-intercept, or the b, is the starting amount. Usually we say initial, which means starting, okay? Initial amount, or whatever you're talking about, all right? All these problems could change. All right, but it's an initial amount. All righty, so another thing we usually talk about is x and y as independent and dependent variables. So x is the independent variable. All right, so if we have y equals mx plus b, you're plugging that number in. All right, so if I'm, for example, babysitting and you're making $20 per hour and there's no fixed initial amount, right? You're just making $20 per hour. I put an H for X, same thing, okay? The independent variable is how many hours you worked for, right? Maybe you babysat for 2 hours. So the Y is dependent on the X. So the output, all right, is the dependent variable. So another way to write this, independent is the input, okay? And dependent, or the Y, is the output. Okay, so if you worked for 2 hours, okay, 2 is your input, 40 is your output. You just made 40 bucks. That is your output, all right? So the dependent variable could be the total of something, could be the total money, measurements, populations. There are lots of things we measure with linear equations. For example, you rent a bicycle for $20 plus $2 per hour. So it's 20 bucks to rent the bike, all right, and it's $2 per hour. So my equation would look like y equals mx plus b. What is the m? 2, because this is a rate. It's $2 per hour plus it's 20 bucks as a flat fee. And then off to the side, you are going to write that X is the number of hours, okay, that you are renting the bike for. And what is Y? It's whatever you end up paying, right? You're plugging in hours that you rent the bike, and your output is the total amount you pay for the bike. All right. Your bank account has $500 and you add $25 every day. That's smart. That'd be great. All right. So what's your slope? What's your M? 25. All right. And your initial amount is 500. That is your B, or your y-intercept. Off to the side, I do want you to define X and Y. Yes. There will be answers on some. But right now, this is just the equation. Find the equation. Okay. And so X, you guys, is what? It's like the number of days after you like stop counting your money. So maybe you put your money in for 7 days, all right? So it's a certain number of days. Okay, and Y would be what? Yeah, it's like the total amount you have in the bank after, say, 7 days. All right, I don't know, however many days you leave it in there for. Okay, the temperature when you started monitoring the weather was 40 degrees. And after that, it decreased at a rate of 3 degrees per hour. Decreased. Okay, what is the slope? -3. All right, you're decreasing by 3 degrees per hour. And what is the initial temperature? Okay, so we do plus 40. All right, so X is what? Number of hours, okay, after we started counting, and Y is what? It would be like the end temperature after however many hours, right? Okay. You leave your house to walk your dog 2 miles away every hour. You walk 2 miles per hour. I didn't make this one up or think about this one ahead of time. I feel like I'm missing something. Anyone have an idea? I guess you're not returning home. What do you guys think it is? I think it's y equals 2x. You leave your house and walk your dog 2 miles away every hour. I don't know. Maybe you just keep walking for 2 miles per hour. Maybe you do return home, okay? I don't know. But what would x be? Yeah. No, it doesn't say, but it doesn't really matter. X is hours. What is y? Yeah, it's like total miles that you walked. So I guess it doesn't matter if you, I don't know, seeing about how far away we are or something. But there you go. All right. Your yard's a mess and you decide to hire a landscaper. The Garden Pros charges a $50 consultation fee plus a $12 per hour for the actual work. Write an equation to represent the situation. What's the slope? Yes. So the $50 fee is just like what you pay one time, consultation fee, okay? And then you're paying $12 per hour. So X is what? Number of hours, and Y is what? Total charge, cost, however you want to write that. Okay, it's what you're paying them, total amount after however many hours. Now they're going to add in like an actual plug-in thing. Okay, find the cost for 4 hours of work. Where do I plug the 4 in? X. Okay, that is the hours. So I have to do $12 per hour, and we're going to do 4 hours of work that they did in your yard. So that would be 48 plus 50. So the total amount you owed was $98 to your landscaper. Okay. An airplane, this is the last one. An airplane 30,000 feet above the ground begins descending at the rate of 2,000 feet per minute. Assume the plane continues at the same rate of descent until it hits the ground. All right. Write an equation to represent the height of the airplane in feet above the ground in relationship to time in minutes. And then what will the altitude of the plane be after 5 minutes? So first, just the equation. All right. Y equals, what is the slope? -2,000. Why is it negative? Yeah, we're descending. So we need to do -2,000x. And what's the starting point? All right, so they're starting 30,000 feet in the air and descending 2,000 every minute. So that's part A. All right, that's the first part of the question. Then it says, what's the altitude or the height of the plane after 5 minutes? Because we're descending. So that'd be -10,000 plus 30,000, so 20,000 feet. Okay, and I guess off to the side, X in this problem would be minutes because we're descending per minute, and Y would be like the feet or the total height in feet of the airplane. Okay. All right, you guys,